One more thing about masks. We are talking about clipping masks today. I promise no more masks after this. Just regular Photoshop stuff. But the last thing on masks I wanted to talk about real quick. This is a technique I've used several times and I've used a lot before. It's putting an image into type. It's called making a clipping mask, and you can do it on any kind of vector-based shape that you make in Photoshop with shapes or type or anything like that. But the place I use it the most is in type. So I've just pre-made some type here. I've got this font boxy, which is fun. It's big and bold, and it's great font for putting images in because it has lots of area in it. But we're going to put an actual tidal wave into the word tidal wave. So the way this works, it's super simple. So after you go ahead and get your font in here, it doesn't matter what the font is, doesn't matter what color it is. We can change the color if we want to anything. Doesn't really matter what it is because the shape we're going to put in here is going to fill in as a fill. So the way we do this, so we get our font here, and then I have already pulled up a picture of tidal wave here. So I got this picture. It's a little bit grainy, but that's okay. It's going to work for what we're doing here. So we're going to go ahead and hit Command A to select everything, Command C, and we're going to go ahead and just paste that into our image here, and Command V, get our move tool, and we're just going to size this up to our image there, about like that. Okay, and then we'll push return to commit that, and we're ready to go. So we've got our word tidal wave and the tidal wave actually behind here. So the only thing to do from there to make a clipping mask, you either go up here to layer, create clipping mask, or you can also from the layers, directly out of the layers mask, right click and put create clipping mask. When you do that, it goes ahead and throws it right in behind there and does a fill. Pretty cool. Okay. Now I can also still move it. Say I didn't have it exactly where I wanted. I could take it and notice I can still move this. That layer is still in there and active, just like from our thumbnail. But you see it has this little icon that it is committed to this layer below it. So if I turn off the type, I can't see it. It is a slave to the layer below it. So if I needed to resize it, say I wanted it a little bigger, I just go in and resize it, move it. So I got my white area up in here, make it a little larger. I can do all of that and then commit it just like I would a regular layer, and I have that. So after that, I've got that all going. So, and I can still do everything I can do to type. I could go in here and add more to my type if I wanted to. Say I wanted to make it tidal waves. I could do that. Resize again, and you see that everything remains completely editable. So this is another non-destructive technique here, again using mask and clipping mask. Okay, also I can do everything that I can do to my type. Let's add a stroke on here. Let's say a stroke, and let's make it a little bigger. Let's make it 16, and let's pull a color from, let's pull this nice soft seafoam green here and make that. So pretty cool, pretty easy, right? Let's do one more here just so you get the total idea here. Let's say we want to take this ivy here, and again I've got some more pre-made type here, and I've got the word fairy tale put in here. So if I wanted to do that, again, it's super simple. I just go in and I select the image I want. I'm going to select it, and I'm going to just copy and paste it right over top of it. Command C, back over here, and we'll put Command V. Now I want to point out that it is only, let's turn this one off just for right now. So we've got this type here. Turn off my background so you can see there. Got the word fairy right here, and then right over top of it I've got my image that I want to fill in there. We'll go ahead and resize that down. want it. Just kind of fill our area there. There we go. And again, the image is right over top of my type. Okay. Notice I have this type here too, but it's not going to affect that type. So when I go in here and I right click and I say create clipping mask, it's going to add it to this layer that it's above. And you'll see those two are together. Again, if I go in and get my move tool, I can still move that layer around. But you notice it's not on this layer because it's not above that. If I wanted to add the same effect to this layer, and I made one white and one green just so you could see that they're a little bit different, I would have to copy and paste that. So I can duplicate the layer or copy and paste, either one. And if I drag it up above this, and again, create clipping mask, it'll put it in there so we have it like that. And again, we can take our type and we can do any kind of effects to it. So if we go in here, we can add a stroke to it. I've got a color overlay and then a drop shadow and all of that, and then we can commit it. So that's how you use clipping mask. That is the lesson for today. Have a super day and stay creative.